I had no regret to vote against one Persevere. But the people that are brought to power will regret why I had to vote for them in their people. This country is a better place and will be a better place.
Yes, sir.
Because there's money in the country that we can live for. We don't need money from outside.
So,
but we don't want to empower people here. We say that our lawmakers, we have become lawbreakers. We have become criminals. We put all the money in the budget for ourselves and leave them out. I want to challenge some of your lawmakers. Some people say they want this senator. They're breaking all the law. The law you really breaking the law, but you want to go up.
we know it.
You know why people want to go up? You're going to want to increase the time. They say they're too short. You cannot be a cancer, then you want to run global. You cannot be a lawmaker that is respecting the law that we made ourselves. Then you say you want this senator, then you waste your time. Nobody here can be for the government economy. But when we can be for it's not happening, it will never happen. The only thing they are there for, when last people go there, government keep and say, "Sanctify people." Young love and more say, "Give me 1% and 1 go in law." But they sit down over there in point their family because they need work. And the person that needs work and the person sanctify people say they want it. We implore our family because some people are happy. Because it is the time to be happy. It is nobody time when the country is not better. It is everybody time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be on the ballot for the presidency. Where we will come here. Bishop for sacrifice. The politicians are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern the people. They got people that got degrees. They know nothing. The only person with interest people that they can't achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. Split around and younger boys to empower themselves. The money is there, but everything is long without carrying the benefit out. Because we are close.
You go for Yaka. Yes. For who Bene?
Because Yaka Kulman and the one that talking to him was. So you are telling to this Yaka Kulman because a budget.
Oh, Yaka can be talking to the president. It's not good thing.
Yeah, the woman you be aba. Woman you be Yaka. One more freedom. Yeah, the woman you be aba. Oh, woman you be aba. One more freedom. When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they keep them, they keep them. When they keep them, they keep them. What kind of people they say? What kind of people? Freedom fighter, you raping us. Freedom fighter, you killing us. Freedom fighter, you destroying us. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they came, when they came, what kind of people they see? What kind of freedom fighter you raping our people? Freedom fighter you killing our children. Freedom fighter you destroying our country. Ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Oh, ayo, yo, ayo, ayo. Kena wamanya beaba, wamanya benyagate, wamo freedom fighter. Kena seto. Kena wamanya benya, wamanya bea, wamo freedom fighter. Kena seto.
Good morning, good morning.
When they were coming,
A pleasant good morning. Welcome to all of you, our friends, our followers.
liberator, but when they kill their time, they change their mind.
What a great day it is.
Their time.
What a wonderful opportunity it feels
What kind of
to be back here behind these microphones to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development.
freedom our women?
Whenever you hear the sound,
Freedom fighter, you killing our children.
and of course, what that means is
Destroying our
the biggest breakfast conversation is about to begin
ayo,
right here on Freedom 87.9, the People Station,
ayo, 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 ayo.
beaming live from the nation's capital in Monrovia, at the heart of Kieran Clash Creek. Good morning to our friends, our followers, and those of you in the diaspora. It's always a good thing to have you join us each and every weekday for some of the most fascinating conversation around the issues making news in Liberia.
When they
And of course,
say they were labor,
it is good to be back after a very
they say they were labor.
restful weekend, eventful as well. Oh yes, indeed.
When they kill their ground, they change their mind.
Too many events.
What kind of people
So both myself and of course Hagar were all very engaged, separately engaged in different sort of events,
are you raping our
culminating our weekend and all of that.
are you killing our children?
Oh yes, indeed.
Freedom fighter,
While we honor
our country. Ayo,
the wedding reception of our little sister,
ayo.
which is climaxed on yesterday evening. Like we told you,
Ayo,
it was a scene to behold.
ayo.
Elegant people,
Ayo.
wonderful atmosphere, the great union. Continuously, we like to wish Allah's blessings and mercy on the couples as they continue, and of course, as they go ahead. All of the best wishes. And of course, he got through his instrumentality after showing that the Big Brother house superstars were brought to Liberia to interact with fans and friends. And indeed, over the weekend delivered, they were here. Unlike those who promised us the $3 billion from China, Hagar was able to bring his Big Brother Naija people as he promised. And they have fun. So you see, there is one man who just lied about everything. And there's one little boy who his first opportunity he has had to leave this country and go out and make representation for Liberia. He has brought the big stars back to the country. But this other 42 years old governmental experience, wasting taxpayers' money. So even Hagar is proving better than your so-called rescue president. Can you imagine? But anyway, kudos to the organizers as well. It was great. We follow. Just that me, I'm not that kind of party man, so you don't normally see me at these kinds of events. But anyway, which way we were there in spirit, and it was great. So the liability in chief of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Newman Boakai, the liability in chief, living on the taxpayers' money, living on the poor, suffering people of this country. It has become evident that indeed Boakai is a living liability. And of course, the man whose birthday nobody knew in this country, since he became president, opulence and extravagance has marked his birthday celebration all across the country. Millions and millions of Liberian people money have been wasted since Boakai became president to honor his birthday that nobody knew. That even Katumu would not even come around to wish him well on. From living on loan to having a county tour birthday celebration. Last year was Montserrado County. This year I'm told was Bomi County. Can you imagine?
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they killed their time, they changed their mind. When they killed their time, they changed their mind. What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters. What kind of people they so?
Those are all of the terrible things that's happening to the country, and people think they should be normalized. But look, we are going to talk about it, and of course, we'll spend time on the president's birthday celebration, a comparative analysis of his life before president and what his life has become today. All of that is all of it is living up to the expectation and promises to the Liberian people. It's important for you or to keep looking at these and other issues. So the executive mansion page was once more desecrated over the weekend. The internet is being paid for by the Liberian people. The gadgets that are used are being paid for by the Liberian people. Even the individuals working there are being paid by the Liberian people. But guess what? That sacred platform got desecrated when the president stooped to use the official Facebook handle of the executive mansion of the Republic of Liberia to promote a pro-government apologist organization, centrism movement. Bakani Bala, a spineless lawyer, and this have generated an uproar in the public as reactions continue to be mixed. For heavy countdown on what is being described as a reckless and irresponsible handling of the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, running the institution like a partisan or a party auxiliary. This is terrible in the minds of many taxpayers. And on Saturday, of course, the Unity Party held different events across the counties. And from the look of things, Liberians actually rejected the Unity Party. The scenes were visually empty. The ones in Bon County were incomparable to the gathering called by the CMC political leader Musa Beleti. And all these plus other issues making the news right here on the big station Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif, and it's always a good thing to be here. Yes, together we're going to drive you straight up to 10 o'clock. Right here on the big stage, talking talk. Fearless, bold, and pointed. We speak truth to power without fear nor favor. That's why we are the nation's number one. Okay, so let's bring this one down quickly to run you over with some of the issues highlighted in few of Monrovia dailies on a fresh Monday right here. But just before we do, remember today is Monday, and of course we are still paying cash on *255 *1#. I believe there were winners of the anniversary bonanza, right? Something I think will be brought up to speed with that subsequently and all of that. So yes, the weekend was very busy, very, very busy, and all that. Too many things happened. So I will endeavor to just bring you up to speed with some of those, for those of you who just did not come across some of these things. So we're right here, Front Page Africa, Banner Helen Brewing Tension, right here on the front page of the Front Page Africa newspaper. Horse takes Senate to tax for overstepping its boundary to hold budget hearing. Okay, we've told you time without number that the country is not running normal. The country is running in. So they said, I think the Constitution. All these things emanate from the House of Representatives, but it's important to grab a copy of the Front Page Africa newspaper and get the details of that. But let's read this one for you right here. Mr. Speaker, in quotation, what these functionaries of government are power. Specifically, Article D of the Constitution grants unto us the power as the only body to conduct budget hearing, not the Senate, as the Senate has the power to do confirmation hearing. We too have the power to conduct budget hearing or do that jointly through the Senate's committee. We must be meticulous in the hearing process. Mark Thomas, Representative District Number 4, Montserrat County. These are all elements of the regime, Speaker. You know, when you opted to disrespect yourself as lawmakers, as representatives, and we were sounding the caveat, yet still you refuse and did not listen. This is what you're getting. You know, there's this common saying that, of course, when you put yourself in a tomato cup, the children will use broom straw, right, to dish you out. And this is what is happening to members of the House of Representatives. They've been disrespected on several occasions. In fact, they're not even considered. Until you can kind of do what you have to do to correct the errors. I mean, this is exactly what you're going to have. Times without number. This is exactly what you're going to keep receiving. You're going to keep getting, and it is absolutely embarrassing. So yeah. So also over the weekend in Bon County, as the United Party held its event, an affiliate member of the ruling United Party skipped the party's homecoming program. Right, an affiliate member and senator of Bon County, Donning Pay, is reported to have boycotted the United Party program, signaling in the minds of many an indication of a sour relationship, as gossip in Bon County continues to point to the fact that Johnny Pay is eyeing the possibility and chances of being paired alongside Musa Hassan Belete in 2029 as a vast running mate pick. So all of these things that are going on and as well. So yes, and then we flip to Nimba County. In Nimba, of course, there were several homecoming, right? I'm told the vice president was also going there, but then we saw notably the senator of Nimba, Samuel Koga, was not invited. I mean, and even the MDR. But there are some bootlickers and, of course, sycophants within the MDR who are prepared to undermine the integrity and, of course, independence of their party simply because they have job, right? But I mean, Koga is the de facto political leader of the MDR, and I like to declare that. I mean, Senator Johnson, while he passed, turned the gavel over to Samuel Koga, and folks from the Unity Party don't like to hear that. And this is the fact, right? We were all here, and several times Koga have said it that traditionally he was handed the godfathership and everything that Prince Johnson enjoyed comes along, and of course. One such was being the political leader of the MDR. So Koga is indeed stepping in the shoes of, he's the only man that jumped over Prince Johnson's body. So while that happened, the vice president went angrily, right, and decided to declare Nyan Twaye as the senior senator of Nimba. So too many things happened over the weekend, folks. So Koga said, "Oh, you're coming to the country. You ain't invite us. You ain't invite MDR, right? You're in the country. You ain't invite us for the homecoming." Vice president went there. See, I like to recognize the senior senator, and politically when that happens, then what is going on. So that's exactly what things are, of course, and of course, so Bon County is pounding. And of course, Nimba and all of that is going on. In Bomi, there was a late night, I don't know, political gathering or meeting of the minds called by the senator of Bomi County. So 2029 is still fire, but we're seeing a lot of political movements around the corners, and people are shaking up and people are sending signals and all of that. So those who have eyes will have to read through those things and begin to find some reasonable assumptions and all of that. And that's exactly what we're trying to do right here for you. So Senator Snow called that meeting for what? There are different insinuations, but he made a very punchy assertion at the event, especially when the Unity Party surrogate started to insinuate that his meeting was called to undermine their so-called homecoming event. And Senator Snow was clear. So look, it is up to the Liberian people. It is up to the people of Bomi County, right? Whether putting food on our table is less important than building party headquarters. So if party headquarters is important than food on the table, so it's up to the Liberian people, right? It's up to the Liberian people to decide. And I like to throw this go across to all of the counties. Your children's future, your grandchildren's future, all tie into it. You said on here a party that could not even foot its rent for 2 years ago could not pay their rent. They were kicked out. I mean, Moda had to sorry for them and put them in some kind of smaller place, right? In no time, the people finish paying several million to buy party headquarters. It's not even sending any message to you. Then the people say they will go across, they will raise money, right, to pay party headquarters. When you're still crying that no medicine in the hospital, when you're still crying that your children are not in school, right? When you're still crying that, of course, your roads are bad, right? When you're still crying that the prices in the market are bad. But you know what? The people printing t-shirts and they're giving it to you. It is you that they are depending on to go out there and show the number and send the wrong signal to the world that you are satisfied with what the government is doing and you approve the government taking the country money to build party headquarters instead of providing macro loan for small businesses to grow and flourish, instead of providing opportunities for our them and our papi to get sustenance and livelihood and all of that. So I think Snow conversation was very, very intrigued, right? So that was that among many things. But one thing that took that grabbed our attention, and it is very, very important, Not one, sir, but several of them. And so why Representative Yeke Koluba has been going around and speaking out and exposing terrible things. Unfortunately, his mother passed, and of course, he had to lay her to rest in keeping with witches. Koluba, who has begun embarking on some very patriotic endeavors, and it's important for us to recognize. So there was this commentary that I like to read, and that way jumpstart our conversation right here on Freedom 87.9. So thanks for joining right here. Kindly share the live, keep sharing and dropping your comment. Too many things we've talked about, right? So this is just highlight, because some of our people, the hustle is tough. You can be busy over the weekend and you wouldn't take cue of some of these things. So when we have the opportunity, we just bring you up to speed. Right with Mbonyi, the president was spending thousands and thousands of dollars celebrating his birthday. But that is a special topic for us to talk about. So wait, but you can be sharing your views on it. And we also have the president's recording when he appeared on what's it, Spoon or some kind of show the other time, and confessed to the world that he was hungry, he was poor, he was broke, and he had to be taking loan to survive, right? That he had to be taking loan to survive. That in fact, as of that moment when he spoke to the country, right, he had gone to the bank for 5 different micro loans. So the question becomes, now that he is president, you, the ordinary people, do you have chance to that loan, those kind of loan opportunity? Has his presidency created the opportunity for you to have access to money? Have the man created? It was in George Weah government. He had access to credit like that 5 different times. So since he became, those of you who don't have, do you have a kind of a conducive access to credit? But we'll get there right here on the big station. My name is Abu. So let's see. Okay. Commentary by Councillor Tiawonse Gonglo. And I'm sure during the course of the conversation, we will connect Councillor Gonglo to speak more about this. If we can't get him today, hopefully tomorrow we'll speak to Councillor Gonglo. He has more detail that he would like to provide in regards to this. But it's important to elevate these conversations. Human rights advocate and defender of free speech for over 30 years. Liberia woke up to headlines that Speaker Richie Nangbe-Kun has apologized to journalists for threatening to order their arrest. Some government officials are already praising him as if an apology erases the abuse of power. You see, we know all the book. We've not been everywhere. We're not rich. Nobody know all, whatever. But a small education that God has given us, he has poured what we will call baraka in it. And then we see these things. And when things happen, we come here, we provide you our layman interpretation and analysis around them. And when they educated and people, when these people come and start, they just follow our lead. I told you clearly that it was a flagrant abuse of power. And that the media must not remain sitting. Media must not remain sitting. This man, but anyway, let me continue with Councillor Gonglo's note. Let us be clear. Apology is not enough. Threatening journalists is not a small matter. It is a constitutional violation, an unlawful act, and a dangerous step backward into a path that Liberia must never revisit. This is a lawyer talking. This is a lawyer's perspective. This is a lawyer's opinion. And you have a reckless speaker sitting there and abusing and violating the laws and grabbing Mandela Kuba by our hand, passing around all over the time. We know what they're looking for. But one day we'll find out. History warns us, and we must listen. This kind of intolerance and bigotry is not new in Liberia. It has a long and painful history. It is this same attitude that put journalist Tuan Ware in jail, that sent pamphleteer Albert Port to jail many times, that imprisoned Stanton Peabody, Isaac Bantu, Kwame Clement, Cyrus to the jailing, beating, silencing, and sometimes killing of journalists, students, activists, labor union leaders, and opposition voices during Liberia's most repressive years. And when you see signs like that, and you say, oh, because I rescue you passing, that man, when people angry, that time their true attribute or their true self can come out. That man spoke, he was angry. That's what they've been discussing in their corner. They want to put us in jail. They want to start killing journalists. This is what the government wants to do. They want to start killing journalists around here. And probably other people won't say it, but we will say it, because you know why? Our head don't fit in anybody. And the more we say it, we scare them from trying to do that. And that's what we will say it. We'll say it directly. A misfit. Is that where we want to go again? Threats are not harmless. Nowhere in the world threats are harmless. They are the first sign of tyranny. Tyrannical regime. These are tyrants. That's who they are, fellow Liberians. Every day they are manifesting the tyrannical nature. They're exemplifying it. They're beating women. They're beating pregnant women. They're beating motorcyclists. They're beating on journalists. They're threatening to kill them, send them to jail. When they send them to jail, they will instruct their people to sodomize them. Let me just tell you the thing. That's what they want to do. They say our mouth are sharp. So when they grab us, they'll put in jail. Then they will tell their people to sodomize us. This is a wicked government. The government is wicked. And you all need to know that. And through the speaker, they communicated that they will be arresting journalists and putting them in jail. Do a retrospect of what these kinds of tyrannical positioning or posturing means for our democracy. Anger reveals character, and this one did. Speaker Kun did not merely misspeak. He revealed his mindset. He exposed a deep intolerance for dissent and for the press. And clearly, this is not Speaker. Speaker Kun is very intolerant. The way he speaks is rude. The way he speaks is uncivilized and disrespectful. That's how he is. And look, in this age, in this new Liberia, nobody's going to fear these people that are living on our taxes. Never, ever. We are their employers. We pay them. They must fear us. We are not going to fear them. And we will inspire the boss in each of our citizens to stand up. Stand up for their right. If these people are courageous enough, let them go and work in the private sector and be the boss that they want to be. You come and live on the people, you're stealing the people money. We ain't talking anything, but you develop the audacity to be threatening us, right? And be threatening us, and you think we'll shut our mouth. These days are over. That was the days of Albert Port. Those days are over. You're not going to do it. You attempt to do it, I mean, it's not going to be good for you. So don't even venture. You can get angry the whole day. Look, when the people take our recording, people like, oh, they can get angry. They see it. They want to see all the public places. Then you won't come around. But who cares? They'll be like, oh, you see that smaller boy looking smaller, tiny like that. Who can just grab like that. But you ever to grab me, right? You ever? My body, you looking at my brain. You say body? That brain power we're using on your, we ain't using body, we ain't using nothing. We're using brain power. beat you with our brains. And you can't do nothing. So they see the guy, oh, they want looking small at it, oh, they're grab you. Say when they men are ready, I just be looking at them laughing. Hey, I just get flashback of the old days. The day we see the clear indication that Liberia has gone back there, which is gradually on the path, right? We will leave the country. We will certainly leave the country. Because we cannot exist in the tyranny. Absolutely not. That's not what our people die for. They die for freedom. And no government must elect to suppress or deny that freedom. Nobody whatsoever. Even the populace in George Weah could not. Then what about a man who they had to do GoFundMe to make him president? Furthermore, he exposed a deep intolerance for dissent and for the press. He showed disbelief in press freedom, ignorance of constitutional limit, forgetfulness of the laws repealed in 2018, and complete disregard for Liberia's painful history with oppression. Now, and now with him, plenty of them that can be getting very. You don't even know, say too many things have happened in this country that allow us, that give us the leverage to confront bad leadership, hence head on and deal with it. Y'all be like, oh, it wasn't. Y'all go read the Abdullah Kamara Act of 2018. Y'all think we scared? We got legal backing. We got our paper in our hand. Our ratio, war will go to the court. Y'all ain't want to go to the court now. Y'all don't pull. We'll put you in jail. You think that Satu Tanya? The Lord has spoken, and he violated it. Kun violated the law. Councillor Gonglo intimated. Speaker Kun swore an oath to uphold the Constitution. His threat violated that oath. Article 15C of the Constitution, there shall be no limitation on the public right to be informed about the government and its functionaries. How can journalists inform the public when the speaker threatened to arrest them? The Kamara Act of 2018, this law abolished criminal speech offenses. It strengthened press freedom. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Joy. All right. The men can be getting fat. They in the cake and getting fat. They in the car. But I let our CDC men can give it to the, yeah, you're going to raise debate. You're coming big for copy. Then you can't raise debate in the car. People suffering. You can't say, it's not a party thing we're looking at here. Looking at the country, he said he coming rescue. You all will rescue by force, by fire. By his conduct, the speaker violated both constitutional and statutory guarantees. That is dishonorable conduct from the head of the House of Representatives. Tantamount, I'm adding that, tantamount to his removal. But they are not going to remove him because the executive likes the man there. The man's a regime speaker. He's a regime puppet. They put him everywhere anyhow. But look at him. They don't even take him seriously. The government doesn't even take Kun seriously. Right? Apology without commitment is empty. If the speaker truly regrets his action, he must, 1, publicly commit never to threaten journalists again. I'm my own there. What I think he should do before we accept the apology. But let me finish reading Gonglo first. 2, respect the constitutional rights of all Liberians. 3, uphold the dignity of his office. 4, read and understand Article 15C. 5, study the Abdullah Kamara law. This is demeaning. This is absolutely demeaning. 6, demonstrate a conduct worthy of the Speaker of the Honorable House. So there is a consensus that his conduct had not in conformity with the honorability of the office of the Speaker. So you see that, folks. You see that we don't make these things up. We just provide the analysis and the eye opener, and that's it. So it's like everything is going on, but everybody knows that indeed this man attitude, his attitude is demeaning or are not in conformity with the office. So this is unacceptable, right? So, and I like to add 7, Kun should do an apology and pass to all the radio stations and drop a copy to each of them apologizing to us. He must do an apology, or I will not accept that thing he did. Kun must pass around this 6 count what Councilor Gonglo spoke about and add my own one there to make it 7 to drop an official hand-delivered copy apology to all the radio stations across the country to say, oh, my people are begging you, sorry, I hold you too full. Then we'll take that copy and what we'll use. Oh, yes. What we'll use. That copy will use anytime you want to do something, we'll say, oh, yeah, apology. Yeah. But in the absence of that, Kun will go ahead and you do something. Democracies do not tolerate such misconduct. Elsewhere in the war, in the UK, a minister resigned for insulting a police officer. A smaller offense. In Germany, a minister left office for trying to influence media content. You're listening, you can run the country to just be like your small mind, the way your little think. Oh, but it's here, man, that bro is not living in isolation. We're living in a global village, right? So you have to see these things. Now, a minister, let me start. In the UK, the United Kingdom, big country now, a minister resigned for insulting a police officer. Yeah, they can cause a police officer, then man, their part, they tell their children to waste water on the police officer, then I can be money to their house, right? Their children will be causing the police officer, nothing will come from inside. The country not running good. The way the men are running the country is not correct. We're telling you every day. A minister resigned for insulting a police officer, a smaller offense to that of threatening the life and the liberty of journalists in the country. If you do that in real world country, forget it. Your next day, you're not being in that office. But unfortunately, we have a puppet arrangement in Liberia. So nothing is running normal or standard. In Germany, a minister left office for trying to influence media content. As soon as it got established, that minister had to resign and leave. In the US, officials who threaten journalists' freedoms for face public backlash and legal scrutiny. What Speaker Kun did will be intolerable in any serious democracy. Why should Liberia accept less? Why should we accept less? And this is a call to the PUL once more to go a step further. And I trust the leadership. I'm going to personally engage, right? Leadership must go a step further. We must take practical action. We must take legal action. We must sue the speaker. We must go to court, take him to court for threatening journalists in the country. This is an attack on press freedom. This is an attack on the free press. We must take this man to court. And this man will do a public retraction. We're not appealing to him. We're not begging him for it. We're not responsible for his slip. He must take responsibility and ownership for his slip. Oh, yeah. A message to Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Liberia has suffered greatly because of intolerance. We buried those old habits in 2018 when the legislature repealed the anti-speech and anti-press laws. Do not resurrect what Liberia destroyed. Heal the wound you created by committing to never threaten journalists again. The House you lead is called Honorable House of Representatives. Your behavior must reflect it. Yeah. You can really read it in here, but not small insult buried inside a note here. The commentary, it has serious insults. Reduce the man. I mean, you see, educated man writing, man. The man come in do stand on the sidewalk and be arguing with Kun Kalaba. Speaker Bo, the Tony Lakabebo, you know the Fava Lakabebo teacher. You know when they say Fava Lakabebo teacher, you know what I mean. Eh? When you pull it, when you do the assignment, you do the test, you pull in the Fava Lakabebo, you know. Yeah. Liberia will not go backward. Liberians have endured too much to tolerate new threats from old mindsets. Backward never, forward ever. A better Liberia is possible, one where journalists are free, the law is respected, and leaders model the democracy we claim to build. Let the press do its work. Let democracy breathe. Let Liberia move forward, never backward into darkness. and this must be the core of every well-meaning Liberian, because it is unacceptable. And on the flip side of things, former education minister also wrote a very incisive note in regards to what we see around here, particularly in the wake of the government's celebration of the quote-unquote centrism movement led by how you call it? Folks, our job is to just relate the things to you, and that's what we are doing, right? Now, George Wendell says, and I'm going to read, the battle for Liberia's future will be won with ideas, not threats and guns. Okay, I think this one was in with Kun threat. Over the past week, friends and family have been whispering to me, George, write small. People are discussing your post. There is unease in some quarters about the things I write. The truth are raised, the questions are asked. But this classroom is where we confront those truths. Not with anger, not with threat, but with clarity and courage. Today's lesson is this. The battle for Liberia's future will be won with ideas, not threats and guns. And that lesson led me to write the piece below. It is not an attack. It is not politics. It is an honest reflection on who we are, what we survive, and the kind of thinking we need to move forward. So, class is in session. Let's read, let's reflect, and let's go, folks. And George Wendell is a great writer. The battle for Liberia's future will be won with ideas, not threats and guns. Over the past week, friends and families have warned me about gossip in some quarters and unease about what I write. They tell me quietly, George, write small. People are discussing you. They caution me to dim my voice, to screen my thoughts, to soften my truth. But how can I? I was shaped by a country that nearly lost itself to silence, fear, and flattery. I have seen what happens when citizens swallow their truth to please power. Corruption grows, injustice hardens, and the country drifts into darkness. Whether Liberia can ever change without another fight. Beneath that question lies a dangerous fantasy that violence is a shortcut to justice. But I have lived long enough and seen enough to know that every time Liberians choose guns, we buried more than bodies. We buried personalities. That is why, for the Liberia I want, I will not take up arms. I will take up my mind and the modern tools that make the mind unstoppable. When Charles MacArthur Taylor, supported by many Liberians, invaded the country on December 24, 1989, it came after years of exclusion, injustice, and suffocating intolerance. He believed guns were the only language the leaders of that era could understand. What followed was a tragic manipulation of factions. The NPFL, IMPFL, Ulimo J, Ulimo K, Le Model, an alphabet of armed groups, each claiming to liberate Liberia, each carving the nation into fear and fragments. Every faction insisted their guns will save us. Instead, those guns delivered a 14-year nightmare. More than 250,000 lives lost, towns emptied, infrastructure pulverized, institutions destroyed, and a generation's human potential violently interrupted. 3 decades later, the aftershock still rattle us. We still debate a war and economic crimes code. We still carry trauma in our bones. Many of the men who led those factions are growing old, dying, or already in prison, with nothing meaningful to show for the wreckage they unleash. So, yes, I understand why violence tempts people when a young graduate sits idly, why families suffocate under rising prices, when justice feels selective, when systems fail again and again, anger becomes easy, and in a country with our history, anger can become dangerous. But drastic does not have to mean destructive. That the most radical act in today's Liberia is to change the country without tearing it apart. Guns can intimidate, but they cannot negotiate reforms, build institutions, or create opportunity. They cannot teach a child to read, code an app, map a coastal line, monitor a rainforest, or save a newborn's life. Guns are yesterday's tool for yesterday's battles. Today, the most powerful revolutions are carried not by militias, but by minds, not by commanders in fatigues, but by thinkers with laptops, smartphones, and ideas. The algorithm is more disruptive than any guerrilla unit. Digital transparency is more powerful than fear. Liberia must not miss this shift. That is why I choose the battlefield of ideas, evidence, and technology. My arsenal is research, analysis, storytelling, and persuasion, but also coding, AI tools, satellite data, open source platform, digital learning systems, and the global knowledge stored in every smartphone. A young biologist in Zweju can turn the Sapo National Park into her laboratory, collecting wildlife data on her phone, mapping species with GPS, and feeding real-time findings into global conservation system with a smartphone signal. She becomes part of the world's scientific community. An environmental scientist in Monrovia can track coastal erosion from Cape Mount to Cape Palmas, flying a drone at dawn, pulling satellite images by noon, and warning communities before the sea swallow their homes. With a laptop and open source climate tools, she becomes Liberia's early warning system. Young people across Liberia can turn social media into a civic classroom using Facebook, TikTok, and X, not for trivial quarrels, but to fast-check leaders in real time, exposing injustices, organize cleanups, and push each other towards social change. With a phone in their hands, they become activists without borders. And with modern tools, ordinary Liberians are already shaping the country in ways no armed faction ever could. A market woman in Douala can receive mobile money payment and run her business without fear of theft. A teacher in Bomi can access training remotely. A student in Buchanan can practice math on her phone. A health worker in Harper can submit digital reports that save lives. A young innovator in Ganta can build a business from nothing but Wi-Fi and willpower. A civil servant in Monrovia can track public spending and expose inefficiencies at the click of a button. These are the quiet, everyday resolutions. No guns, no uniform, just intelligence, innovation, and resolve. And still, there are those who accuse me of being negative simply because I ask uncomfortable questions. For some, the easiest way to silence truth is to burn it as hostility. But centrism is not hatred. It is love refusing to lie. It is accountability refusing to sleep. Calling out what is broken is not anti-government. It is pro-Liberia, and that's what we are. But mind you, they try to pin us as anti-government. We are not. We are pro-Liberia. That's why we come here every day. We pinpoint what is wrong with the country and what is wrong with governance in the country. If honest reflection threatens those in power, the danger is not in the centrism. It is in the kind of power that cannot tolerate truth. I criticize because I want this country to rise, not because I want it to crumble. My writing is not anti-government. It is anti-decay, anti-injustice, anti-poverty, anti-forgetfulness, anti-silence. I write because I love this country too deeply to pretend. I write because war saved me long before politics knew my name. I write because Liberia deserves voices that refuse to bow. If truth seeks a government, then it is not my words that are dangerous. It is the weakness of the foundation they stand on. What a piece this is. The Liberia I want will be built not by men with guns, but by citizens with ideas and devices. The coder in Cinco, the conservationist in Zoeju, the environmentalist or environmental scientist mapping our coastal line, the entrepreneur in Pinsville building from nothing, the teacher shaping her pupils' dreams, the young activist life screaming truth when others look away. So when I say I will not keep up guns for Liberia, do not mistake it for weakness. It is strength. It is discipline. It is patriotism. It is faith in creation over destruction, coding over killing, building over burning, intelligence over intimidation. If Liberia is to rise, it will rise because enough of us choose our minds over weapons and technology over turmoil. For the Liberia I want, my mind and mothering tools are enough. And if enough Liberians make that same choice, our collective intelligence will ignite a revolution far more powerful and far more lasting than any war ever fought with guns. What a piece. Former Education Minister George Weiner, let me hear your thought, fellow Liberians. Unfortunately, we have a country today where when you speak out, you're speaking even for the very people that are affected, you're the one branded as hateful. You're the one branded as anti-government. And your rights and privileges gets denied. You're no longer welcome in public spaces. You're being tailed by plainclothes NSA agents. Your safety and the safety of your family are all in jeopardy. That is the Liberia we have. Government is so intolerant. People in government are so intolerant. They are so very, 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 very intolerant to a point where they are shaking by the truth we tell, by the exposure we make, and the advocacies we lead. Because you know why? The foundation of the government is on deceit and lies. So when these lies begin to get exposed, right, they do not blame themselves. They shift the blame to those of us who have stooped above the fray and refused the temptation and standing up. So for those of you in the community this morning, for those of you on public transportation, you deserve better. We know the country has got more to give you better. And that's what we have said. We will not settle for the less. We will not. We will keep pushing. You can call us rude. You can call us whatever you want to call us, but our voices will not dim. We'll keep standing up. Who cannot see all of the contradictions around us? The contradictions are crystal clear. People are using partisanship to shield the excesses of the government. And we've said no. No to that. It has been 2 years since. You look around and tell me, what can you point to as a tangible transformation in your life? in the life of your family, in the life of your community? Which of your child have become better than who they were 2 years ago? Which of your child have begun showing the prospect of growth and transformation 2 years later? These are the foundation of our criticism. These are the foundation of our radical position. We're not just speaking because we hate people in power. We've got many friends. Some of them don't even invite us for their events because they feel our voices are critical. We don't have problem. We can get isolated for as long as we want. But for as long as we have the space to speak out, we'll speak out. And that's what we are doing. If you like, you appreciate. If you like, you don't. But men have to wake up. Not to take gun, but to be courageous and use their God-given intelligence to fight this battle. The battle we have on our hands is an academic and intellectual warfare. You have the tools, you have the power, like George Werner said. Just this phone is enough to fight your battle. You see why they hate me so much? Just this phone. Anybody that know me, this is my phone. All of us, that's what we use. They screenshot all of our things and send it. So just by writing right on our handles is enough to get our message to where we want to. You too can do the same. Where you are sitting now, you are crushing rock. I was listening to a documentary from Front Page Africa, and I like to play it. Wait a minute. Let me play this. Families in Caldwell. Families in Caldwell. Let me see. I'm getting something. So I'm getting a report that the chairman of the asset recovery team, which will try to verify, have ordered or instructed the arrest of Philibert Brown. And the simple reason we are getting is that because Philibert wrote an article warning him against attempting to arrest the former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia. So you see where we are going to? Intimidation of the press and arrest. So we'll follow that. That's breaking, right? I thought to just let you know this is where we are going. That's what they want to do. They want to arrest everybody. They want to arrest people who see them doing the wrong thing and talk about it. They want to arrest you. They want to send police to intimidate you. That's what they want to do. I see this from Page Africa Rock Culture documentary. It's a brief documentary. Bear with me, please. Let me see a thing. Okay, I got it. Listen to this, fellow Liberians. This is the country that we are advocating. This is the country that we are critical in. We're not just doing it because things are fine and we just want to play blind eye. Look, listen, fellow Liberians, listen to this.
But this year, she says the challenges are in Louisiana. Say their livelihoods are slipping away. They describe their situation simply: we are working from hand to mouth. Janet Moses has crushed rocks since 2018. But this year, she says the challenges are heavier than the stones themselves. A 25-kilogram bag sells for just $200 Liberian, sometimes as low as $150. After labor, transport, and time, many earn less than what they invest. With unemployment widespread, entire families turn to stone crushing just to survive. Children often help as parents struggle to choose between school fees and daily meals. We are praying that during the dry season, people building houses will buy our racks so our poors can ball. For mothers like Sarah McCordy and Cynthia Richard.
Do you hear what Liberians are depending on? Is this the Liberia that you wish for? These are Liberians. It's a video. Unfortunately, I can't get it on the screen for you. Right? These are Liberians. And this is the country that we are advocating in. And you're calling us hateful. You're calling us, we don't like the government. The government don't like Liberians. The government don't like the people. The people are crying every day. The president is spending millions and millions of dollars on useless travels. And you don't want us to talk about that. We should leave that. Oh yes, because Bwaka is president, we should leave everything. Why people are suffering. Basic social services cannot be provided. What kind of government is that? And we should all dim our voices. Eh? You're settling for mediocrity. Look at that. These are the plights. These are the issues. New narrative had to go somewhere where was it Crucifio or somewhere, right? Where the only medical facility had gone down. Some partner had to go in there to renovate that. People are dying in this country. You don't want nobody to talk about it. Everybody should leave it. Everybody should leave it. You made a whole country like, oh, because that United Party property. And this is unacceptable. This is unfair. Absolutely unfair. But look, those of you who have chosen, right, to prioritize and prefer handout to the future of this country, so be it. But for those of us, we will not stop talking. And we double dare the government. They can't do a thing to anybody. We double dare them. Every day we'll come here, we'll dare you. And you get angry. Look, we are small boys, we'll dare you. And that's the one that can pin you. We look at you, you're an old man, an octogenarian, we're daring you. Because you are feeling the hope of everybody in this country. You're feeling everybody. You're old man. You become president. And look, everything is broken down. And all you're doing, you're waste hunting people. People who are touching life and impacting human being, humanity. You're going after them. Your government has got no program. Have got no program for orphanage in this country. No effective program your government has got. You put no money into it. Right? You have the former first lady helping to give hope and future to our own girls, our daughters. And you go after her. And you think you got to arrest her. You think you came to be president for Liberia forever? Who told you that? Who gave you that assurance? Who are those even telling you that? They are the most stupid and dumb set of Liberians ever. To begin to think that, oh, all you have to do is to humiliate. And no matter how you put it, right? The Weah family has proven way more better in terms of helping this country than the Bwaka family. Look at them. Where do you see Bwaka's children? They're flirting words and celebrating over the ocean with foreigners. Timothy Weah was coming down here, going West Point and playing with the kids and identifying with them. Clark Weah was moving from one old folks' home to one orphanage home, extending help, going to the army, in the barracks and identifying with the people. Where is Katumu Bwaka? And when we ask these questions, then we become the enemy of the government. You don't want us to talk about that. Where is Katumu Bwaka? You want all to yourself. And everybody should sit down and clap and talk and not say anything. That is unacceptable. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep talking. We're going to keep standing. For those of you that appreciate the work we do, thank you. For those of you that don't, it's up to you. It is your business. We don't care. But we will sustain this, and one day it will make sense. It will make sense to all of you. And by that time, you will even take the advocacy more than us. And when we started, that very few people now, you see a lot of different social media groups establishing podcasts to be talking about issues in the country. Thank God. You just retrospect a little bit right after the election, the first 6 months, 1 year. Who were there talking? We were the one talking. The same way we have managed to muster courage in other Liberians and they are speaking out, we will achieve our goals. We will achieve it. Let's take calls, fellow Liberians. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. It's about the welfare, it's about the condition in our country. It's about what we are going through that the government has refused to pay attention to, and they're creating false narratives to misrepresent the facts. Intimidating journalists, arresting people who are impactful. What is that? What is that? You have a current occupant of the First Lady office that's receiving budgetary allotments. What has she done? The very first time Katumo organized a Christmas party, what happened? We should go back for the video. These are mean people. Put the people cheering in the sun, couldn't even get them water. Katumo. For the 6 years Claudia was here in that office, did you hear anything? With every attempt to undermine, sabotage that lady, she cared. Those sisters that she took to China for training, they're here. They're living their life. If they don't call her, she don't bother. It was about impact. Who has Katumo impacted? Who has Katumo impacted? Let's make that the debate. Other people suffer, you come, you won't take their sweat. What kind of woman are you? You collected 2,000 from poor families. After all the privileges we're giving you, you say you're sending people for scholarship in London. Where is the London scholarship? And I see some Liberians, they hate it so much that we have lost our minds. That foundation, who is it impacting? Who are those going there? Who are those benefiting? That Claudia children? Do you know what Claudia goes through to raise money to sustain that property? If it was government money that was in that property, it would be closed by now, because the government have stopped. The government are going to stop giving money. It has still remained. And in fact, new programs are coming on. The other day, I hosted the manager here. The administrator, I hosted him right here. You all listen to him. That is what the government is attacking. What kind of government is this that goes after things that are meaningful and impactful to the Liberian people? So everybody should be like them. Fellow Liberian, this is a country. This is a Monday. Come out, speak your mind. Whether you're sedition, you're UPIS, and I know some of you UPIS are so dumb-headed, and the other UPIS are so screw-headed. I don't know what is happening to our old folks. Something is happening on the reverse in Liberia. The people who you expect to get sense when they open their mouth, the people you expect to prioritize the country interest more when they're talking, the degree of carelessness in their utterance can shock you. Then they be hiding behind, oh, you know, oh man. Hello, good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
We're fine. Let's hear you. Go ahead. You're live on the radio.
Yeah, my name is Chief Chairman of the Veteran Assembly in District 16, Niku Town, the People's Republic of Niku Town. Thank you guys this morning. You have said it all. You see the disgrace he's talking about? What I urge the press union to do is you put their mechanism together, even when it calls the press union of the Republic of Liberia to put a press blackout on the entire capital building because of the so-called...
No, not press blackout. Will go to court. The Liberian people will support the court process, will raise money. You'll pay money to save Liberian democracy. That's what we'll do.
Okay, number two, we talk about corruption. Blamati is running after, Finabono is running after the first lady. The first biggest corruption that will ever, held is those human
All right. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu. And good morning to the Freedom Friday
Morning.
family. I'm Otis Barkley. I do join you from Tusafi Road, Canada. You see, if you haven't joined to the most protected speaker since the Republic of Liberia, who is speaking out of ignorance, doing things out of ignorance, who is really going to be saying a whole lot of things about the president of this country. And some people just laugh about it and say, Richard Coons is sorry. We don't want to talk about sorry for Richard Coons. We need to publicly apologize and go to this radio station as we were saying and drop a copy of letter, not an apology. Who is Richard Coons who can't give himself the press, the fifth essay of the country? But I want to say thank you to you guys. Yeah, you are very electing your mind because we're not having people that feel effort, God things effort in Liberia, but now the Unity Party puppets that give great us. I see a whole lot of things. On the contrary.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning, sir.
President Pastor Emmanuel Chikoba from District 11 precisely.
Go ahead, Pastor.
I commend you guys for your brilliant analysis in this generation. I've always said that, like you were saying just now, this country, the older people are not doing well for the younger people who should be the next group of leaders. They are very selfish and greedy and very wicked. I must be honest. If I have my own will in this country for about 60 years, they won't get a better job. You know why? We're sending the people's home. Because when you bring a retired, it's no vision.
Yeah, go ahead. You're live.
The Bible says that both fathers leave an inheritance for his children's children. All countries around the world are preparing for the next generation, the next group of leadership. And we have 64 to 65% of people population in this country. And you guys are very brilliant in this generation. But sadly that the government comes to power, don't want to empower the youth, don't want to empower the generation. Next, it's very sad. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Pastor, for your contribution. Let's take on the female line. 0776 104 140 86 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers for those of our friends in the diaspora. We're talking Liberia, we're talking governance, we're talking the state of affairs of our country today. Is important, different opinions, whether it's the attack on the press. Good morning, let's hear you.
Yeah, just for this according to the regime speaker, this week, this on 11 that. But let me tell Richard Coons, if one of Richard Coons, if you say regime speaker or you say majority plus speaker, you lie to yourself. Come to your senses, you do a liberal work. You are not majority plus speaker again, you are liberal people speaker. Please do the rebel team, Richard, I beg you. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly. More views. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Richard calling from Badlands. Well, Abu, people are saying a lot. I tell you, this country, only God will tell you people because the very thing you said, our elders in this town today, yes, I used to say, they are all dumbfounded. A man who came from nowhere in this country made him somebody. He reached on this country for his youthful age up to where he is now as president. He's deceiving the Liberian people and people there who know better, sitting and acting as if to say they don't know what the man is doing. It's wrong for this country and it's damaging the image and the youth of this country for tomorrow. Or most of the youthful population of this country now. The character is being dragged in the mud because of the one old man who said he would have used wheelbarrow. Can you imagine? I will use wheelbarrow because they go to work because Liberia is not in the position of buying these expensive things. As if he did not know that the presidency called for protective shield around the president and these things should be provided by the state. Today he has bought the biggest ever, most expensive protective shield around him. Who are his aides? Who looking for him? Who wanting to say they want to go road bridge or kill or run behind? See the kind of luxurious things this woman is doing. Woman is customizing his entire clothes. The shoes he wears, the socks, the coats he wears to the all customers. You know what it means? You know,
the old man's wearing Rolex watches. Rolex.
Yeah. Rolex watches.
Just go and Google Rolex. You see the prices?
Yeah. This kind of thing, who old man as a day say celebrating birthday almost every year. Where? Yeah? Why should these things happen to our country like this? You kind of leader. Don't do these things to people. And you keep doing it. You say, oh, people jealous, they doing this and they doing that.
Every year, the old man celebrating birthday. But thank you very much. As if to say there is no urgency in the country. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning, sir.
Good morning to the Freedom family. I'm so blessed being through this morning. I am Popo Bobby calling from DC community.
You're most welcome. Go ahead.
Okay, my brother, thanks for the fascinating program this morning with many talking points. My brother, we will talk, but this government is no good government. This government will only pray that God keep with the electrics with long life.
Okay, he has left. He said his own is left. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. 4 more minutes, and we are still taking calls. 0776 104 086 500 104. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Benjamin J.K. Anderson, calling from the factory. Yeah, thank you for the talk.
I mean, I beat me together. Go ahead.
Yeah, my recommendation is that I want for the University of Liberia or the Louis Addo Grant School to call all our lawmakers for tutor. They don't know what they're for.
I jump there, can't wait to some of them got to go back to high school. You're talking about Louis Addo. Textbook and you go Louis Addo Grant School a lot of that.
Because they say the lawmaker against these lawmakers, you don't know law. They don't even know what they're for. So I think some of them will go back to high school or let them go to tutor to teach them what to do for us.
I know, right? Thank you very much. Good morning. Hello, good morning. You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning to Freedom FM family and good morning to my people of the Republic of Liberia. And good morning to you, dear Brother Abu Sherry, along with Brother Hagar Gonda, studio in Liberia. Thank you very much for the good work for our nation. The name will be Constant Afonso A.S. Kamara once again this morning. Look, we just have to bear the patience. We have already run our mistakes by giving our power to these people, because they urge leadership. Headed by President Joseph Yuma Parker. Can you imagine those days, 2021, these guys were invaded on the rocket land by the market where they were not able to pay their rentage or their rent. Today, 2 years foremost, they have bought our land and with a laboratory tax here money, then they cut all with wretches, then they pay as the big subdivision offices in the 15 countries. But history was just there by 2029 October 10. This guy are incompetent. The incompetency they spoke about those days, they are the ones they refer to as competent and act. This is what they don't manage himself. This man that look at him being president of country, this man being liability. And he was supposed to be liability all our taxpayers dollars until his period. But nevertheless, we're coming to enter the 2026. 3 years from now, he will back in for our public offices. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly. Let's go to the WhatsApp and speak with this caller from way overseas. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Boy Soul and I call you from New York this morning.
Boy, go ahead from New York. Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah. Thank you for the show. I got a question. Let me ask you this question, my brother.
Go ahead. Oh,
the reason they women celebrating birthday, they may whole life, celebrate birthday in your life when mine PowerPoint. So he started living on the Labrador government. Now he got the opportunity to waste our money. That's why he's celebrating a birthday. And that's why you see him spending and wearing roller and all of those things. Those people never came to rescue. And you know what I'm saying? For me, I call them the resting government now. They're not rescue, they are resting. And you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They get to enrich themselves, the building houses. Like they said, the other people were doing was wrong. Going after the former first lady. Are you serious? Is that why you're leading to now? Katumu can go Sierra Leone, will go for her there. You, the Pwaka man, you go back to your hometown, Sierra Leone will go for you there. So now how you want to run the country? Instead of you sitting down, the people are suffering on a daily basis to give the people what they need. And you say you are going to increase the people's salary, but you are increasing your salary instead of increasing the post salary. Carry on a lot of looting instead of, because they're not corruption, they carry on, they are looting, giving money to EPS, look on a big budget. Who they protecting? How many EPS officers in that country? Are they more than that kind of money? What a disgrace. You understand? Well, you can do what they want to do. And we always say to them, if you are ever thinking to bring or to rig that election, it must be behind you, because you will never believe what will happen to you in your life and what will happen to Mama life, bro. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very kindly. And so, folks, we can just hold it right there because of time and go for our break. When we come back, we will look at other issues right here, particularly with emphasis on the president's birthday celebration. What the president has become today, the reality of the president today to what it was then. We just oppose that with some of the different issues that's been raised in terms of the concerns, the burning concerns of hardship, difficulties, bad governance decisions, and all of that. In the face of all that, the president has sustained and maintained his opulence and extravagance in the face of difficulties, hunger, starvation, and people are dying on the street and all of that. The president have shown no remorse. He have shown no regard for the suffering of his people. He continued to enjoy in extravagance with his handful of cronies and, of course, bootlegging officials. So let's take a break with Crime Stopper Liberia. When we come back, of course, we rumble through the part 2 of the conversation right here on Freedom 87.9. This break, we will be right back. Stay tuned. Don't go away, because the next conversation is going to be very, very fascinating. This break, we'll be back.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. Well, it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
No boyfriend, no worries. Do you want the professionals to fix your car, Or do you need an original spare parts for your vehicle? Well, worry no more. Macabre Garage and Spare Parts on the bypass opposite Orange Head Office is that place. At Macabre, we provide the following services: mechanical, technical work, computer diagnosis and scanning, key duplication and programming, air conditioning, alarm system, and body wagon spray. We also sell genuine and generic spare parts for Chevrolet Tahoe, Nissan and Mazda, and most American cars. The good news is that Macabre has its hair garage in the Bronx, New York, the USA, where we have a huge stockpile of some of these oils, when used, can service your vehicle by itself for up to 4 to 6 months. We have gas treatment and fuel injector cleaner, original from the USA. We can get you any spare part for your car in Liberia from America in 4 working days, even if we are not garages in Liberia. We have a tow truck service. Get in touch with us. Just call 0778-324-567, 0778-320-366, or 0778-324-566. Macabre Garage and Spare Parts, Liberia's #1.
saw the clearing of site for the construction of the regional university that is to benefit Liberia, Sierra Leone, and that of Guinea. But for the issue of presidential pillar or presidential palace in Foya, was something that was circulating here as a rumor. But officially, the county administration, through the office of the Lofa County Development Superintendent, did not one day disclose to the people of Lofa that such project is being undertaking or embark on in Foya. And again,
let me just take you back. So you are saying the MRU or whatsoever, there was not an official groundbreaking for this project. You don't know about any groundbreaking that took place for this project?
No, whether from the side of the government or from MRU, there have been no program in that area. We have contacted several of our media colleagues, and even myself have been to Foya. Like where we saw the clearing of site for the construction of the regional university, but that project site is somehow barricaded, even except from top county officials that normally are allowed to even go in around there. It's somewhere around Shell where the Ebola, treatment used to be done in Foya there. So no one is even allowed to go there except maybe top officials from the local county, administration.
So even you in the media have not gone to the project, have not gone closer to it at all.
No. No one is allowed to even go closer. Even people who have been allowed to go there, they were advised not to use from people who have been there and come up. And I've seen photo of that place, of that area for people, for some other individuals that have been allowed to go in there. So the project is actually speeding up. From that time to date, you see the level of, the level in which the project is. It shows that actually the project is maybe it's a surprise from MRU or the government want to make it a surprise. But since the issue of the regional university was earmarked, the superintendent talked about it here. We also saw that on the social media from some folks from the Unity Party, even government officials that plan are on the way to have a regional university being constructed. So the clearing of the site even was almost like a ceremony, and not to talk about official groundbreaking ceremony. But for the presidential palace or whatever, there have been no program. It is something that even the people in Foya not even allowed to go close there, ordinary citizens, except some other government officials that have been authorized to go in there and see. So there have been no program. Just even on several occasions, the superintendent have appeared on the radio to give status of ongoing projects from the government or even international partners. At no point in time, the superintendent have made mention of such project in Foya.
Wow, it is an elaborate.
I want to. Is it that the government does not want to disclose to the people of Lofa who are beneficiary of the project?
that, there's a huge information.
Social messengers are bringing the communication that have brought your attention. Instead that they got non-law school graduates that they serve as a social magistrate in different groups. We have talked about the integrity of education in your own. So when you take that information, whatever information you get, let it be credible. Because I don't want to go start raising issue on your behalf and you turn out to be false. Let it be legitimate. You just have to send the list of a person's not teaching the communication so that you first requesting your intervention for us to safeguard the integrity of the judiciary. That was the theme of my letter. But what made this thing to be so? If the letter is not a bad letter, but how it got to the public is the one that is supporting every one of us. How it got to the public, and I don't see it to their body to tell you how unhappy I am. I was saying on communication yesterday about WhatsApp. I don't know if you saw it. Or if you check your WhatsApp is there. I did a communication or right out yesterday morning. Was it yesterday morning during any teaching else? I said, when you call your debit for this to me as the president, we are just to see your work. If you raise the issue, we will see your work and we address the issue. And we will direct the issue to our bosses. How did this communication get to the public? So I was very, very angry with him and I did a lengthy message to him yesterday. I will take you on message yesterday on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp, and attach that letter that this to the trial judge yesterday just to inform me that I had nothing to do with the indication of that. I'm a 60 years old woman. A lawyer in a judge, I will never be that unprofessional to send you information or communication that goes through the social media. When I'm going to run the social media, when I'm going to run the social media, so I'm disappointed as to how this information got in the public. I'm not saying good about it. If you read my message on your WhatsApp, you will see how unhappy I am.
You will smell something soon. If you don't change, men who suffer with you in a down, valley, and the rest of it, you took all the lucrative jobs you are giving it to go from Wall Street. Will not pour set fire on you in the city here. I will clap for them. Don't use wisdom and allow people around you to mislead you. People who suffer with you in the daily water, you're forgetting about them. Ask President Weah. He did that mistake with real seditions that sacrifice. Then they join the opposition and fire back. You learn lesson. You already old. You can't. You fall down. Just wait. You forget the last time you freed. Just wait. Don't use wisdom. Those that waited with you, those that struggle you all through the counties. Just wait. Just wait. I'm my advice, but just wait. They ain't praying. We'll get there. Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Okay, folks, welcome back. And of course, this is the Freedom Money Rise and Freedom 87.9. Welcome to the final segment of the show right here. For those of you that are interested in our cash giveaway, stay on star 255 star 1 hash. Once we obtain the threshold for draws, we'll definitely do it. And of course, pay winners. But if we don't, the subsequent announcer will come and pick up from exactly where we've stopped. Right here on the big station. So I play these different clips on purpose, and the reason is simple: for you to have an idea of what the perspective and views are about the way things are in the country and the way different things are going on. I know we all doubt. It is difficult to say here that in the face of all of the hardship that's going on and the money that the government is spreading around the place, that people will not come out on the 6th. You see the energy the government is even applying. They're going to the counties and they're going to assign NTA bosses to all of the counties. The day before the program, NTA bosses, all the nearby counties will be hauling people to Monrovia. When you see government doing these things, they are clearly an indication of failure. The question becomes, Mr. President, for how long are you going to keep doing that? For how long are you going to keep stage managing yourself? You are busy stage managing your health. When we raise issue about your hands and the way they look, you think you can continue putting it in your pocket, right, to cover up. So you are stage managing your health, you are stage managing yourself, you are stage managing your look, right, and you are stage managing the running of the country. Clearly, if you show of your records and what you've achieved and the transformation you've made in the life of the people, needless to go across the county and start to mobilize people, say, come on and send bosses to bring people to Monrovia to come and fill the street. And then you say, look, you can fill the entire Monrovia. But the underlying issues will still remain. These people will come, they will go back to hungry bellies. They will go back to no school fees for their children. They will go back to terrible roads. They will go back to no electricity. They will go back to increasing prices. They will go back to bad governance. They will go back to media suppression. They will go back to mysterious death. They will go back to the news of increased gender-based violence in the country. Nothing, no amount of rally can cover up those ones, Mr. President. What is needed to cover up those ones is consummate leadership. That's what you have to bring to bear. And you have proven time over number that you lack that. And this is what your supporters and followers don't want us to state. And that's what we have said we're going to keep saying. Mr. President, in the face of all of these hardships, in the face of all of these cries and complaints, Mr. President, you continue to throw out last party for you and your wife. Whenever you have your birthday, you'll be throwing BB parties around. But let's listen to what Senator Snow said in Bombay. Right? And folks, this is exactly how we're going to keep running the show, right? And it's simple. As the government, we're not going to stick on one thing, then they're telling plenty of lies. So all the terrible things that are happening will try hard and be stuffing everybody so that you know that it is not just when we take one or two topics, it does not mean that only one or two issues in the country. There's several issues everywhere. Listen to this and what that should matter to you out there. The kind of signal you should be sending to the government. Listen to Senator Snow of Bombay and tell me where is the lie.
Because we poured a cry in Bombay yesterday, one men are looking for notice in one Australia which not coming in. The wrong faith was having meeting here to honor my United Party program coming out of the party headquarters in the country. So having meeting with Sedition and there's going to United Party citizens to honor my youth. You have to have the honor my UP program. You people who want to do what they put one party headquarters around business. between food on our table and party headquarters, we don't need rent. There's a party that couldn't pay their rent 2 years ago, they keep them up. Then I'm feeling behind the bill party headquarters that wants to be flexible. I have it because I was able to be in 2029. I saw how they don't pay more. Then I don't put tower and they want more party headquarters or they want food on the table or they want the harmonization to restore the salaries.
So this is the question. You don't put food on the people table yet. You don't get the people who have some job. You don't bring the NGOs back. You've not brought the yellow machines. You not fixed the people road yet. And you understand? You've not built the capacity of the people children. You took them from a motorbike. You've not given them any alternative life skills. But you say they should come and join you for you to be party headquarters all across the country. Then the question becomes, what is your priority? Even those of you who will be cleaning and all of that, what is your priority? Mr. President, you are an octogenarian. According to you, you were celebrating your 81st birthday. Right? This country have done so much for you. In that age, you become president of this country, Mr. President, it's an opportunity to give back. It's an opportunity to give back to your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. It's an opportunity to leave a legacy, to leave a footprint. Where is it? Every day you're giving speeches, and your speeches are not matching your actions. The things you say on the microphones, the realities are quite different. Mr. President, I don't know who's feeding you with those reports, but this is shameless and shameful and disgraceful on your part. You have to be aware of what is happening around you. You have to take time to find out. Even the very moment you went in to celebrate your birthday, do you know how many of your citizens went to bed last night without food? Do you know how many of the children in Bomi that are out of school? Do you know how many pregnant women went to the hospital and got denied medication? Some of them died giving birth. Are you not troubled by those alarming reports, Mr. President? You keep celebrating and throwing parties. And when we talk about it, your sycophants will say we shouldn't talk. What kind of president you wanted to be? A president that wanted to reclaim all of the missed opportunities? What were those missed opportunities? Opportunity to live large, opportunity to own condominiums, opportunity to use excessive power, repressive power. Was that the opportunity you talk about missing? Now you have the opportunity, Mr. President. What have you done? Do you sometimes remember days when you said it yourself? When the president said this, right? When the president said to the country, and the state and condition that the president was in then, right? When the president was in opposition then, when he saw life, when he could empathize with the condition of street sellers, single mothers, or single parents, so to speak, students that were dropping out of schools, girls that were leaving the classroom and settling for commercial sex life. President was speaking about hardship and calling the attention of other leaders then. Today, he's president. When Liberians are talking, the president is not listening. The president is throwing parties. Are we so okay in Liberia today that the president has to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars each year to celebrate his birthday, celebrate his wife's birthday, celebrate their wedding anniversary, and celebrate what else again? Do you see the opulence? Listen to your president then in opposition.
Even loans go to IB Bank, I borrow money more than 5 times because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live by. 5 times because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live by.
Today, this is the man who live alone. Fellow Liberians, look at when the president spoke, just look at his appearance, look at the clothes he had on, look at his face, look at everything. Right? Look there.
Because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live by.
You see the shade? Like a regular shade. Just like what I'm wearing. That's the man. But that's the man throwing out hundreds of $1,000s birthday party, wearing branded clothing. And then that takes me to what? That takes me to a comment that I've been trending on the social media lately from this man, Dr. H. Boema Famule. And I find his comments very intriguing and very, very timely. At such a time where we have the government in power that his entire family stood with and campaigned for to bring here. And they're here. So then we have to ask them the fundamental question. Was this what you struggled for? Was this the government you struggled for? It's important that we begin to ask them, was this the government that you struggled for? So listen, now like a particular point he made that I want us to get. Oh my God, right? Let me try to get this quickly. Okay, this is it. Let me try to get this. The internet is kind of playing crabby right here with me, folks. Just take your time and understand, follow the pattern of the conversation, and then you know what we're driving. It's important.
Brothers to elevate somebody or build up the cult of personality.
Because guess what? 2023 was a struggle that a lot of you lent your support behind. You are struggling for emancipation. You're struggling for economic empowerment. You're struggling for development. You're struggling for transformation. But what do we see? Your struggle has turned into what? The financial upliftment and, of course, opulent lifestyle of those you've made or put in power. Then the question becomes, what is the meaning of your struggle? What is the meaning of your agitation? Should you stop agitating or should you continue? Let's listen to H. Boema Famule as he recounted. And peace to the ashes of our dear good friend and brother, student leader, Vanning Jersey. It was on the occasion of Vanning's, the return of Vanning's remains at the airport of the Roberts International Airport when these remarks were made. Listen.
Condemnatory of the student masses. And I'm seeking just to elevate somebody or build up the cult of personality. We can fall any day, but we hope that the people will continue to struggle. That is what is important.
You hear? What is important is that the people should continue to struggle. Because struggles have got objectives. Struggles have got goals. When you struggle for a reason. You don't have to minimize the purpose of your struggle to accommodate the feelings of those misfits. You did not struggle for officials to come here and keep building mansions for themselves.
Condemnatory of the student masses. And I'm a secretary listened keenly. And he said something which has stuck in my head. He said, you know something? Students don't change. Probably you have changed. He said, I get intelligence reports from Liberia. The cars you ride, the clothes you wear, the life.
Let me hold it there. So you're having this conversation with the comrades, and he recounted during the PRC era when they had traveled to Guinea-Conakry to meet Guinean President Ahmed Sékou Touré. And in the conversation, apparently the regime had laid some corn at the feet of the student when they continued the agitation and all of those and blah, 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 and all of that. And he recounted vividly that Ahmed Sékou Touré, a Pan-Africanist, said to the leaders of the PRC, that look, students, and in this I will expand it to say strugglers, people who struggle for social justice, they don't change. Advocates don't change. Activists don't change. It is you in power that change. And Ahmed Sékou Touré asked them a simple question. Look at the cars you're riding. Look at the homes you're living. Look at your life. And let's bring it to today. When you all dance in the purple water for the general emancipation and social welfare of each and everybody. But today, what has happened? You have not changed, and they call you disenchanted you-pace. No, you're not disenchanted. But because your purpose was not met or has not been met, you are continuing your struggle. Your struggle was not personalized. For those who personalize the struggle and the fee is about we are, right? Those are pseudo activists, pseudo advocates. These are not people with balls. Some of those people are influenced by anti-democratic vices like tribalism, sectionalism, and these are not grounded basis to make revolutionary conclusions upon. Tribalism, sentimentalism, or anybody that you see going there. No, these are not rational people. Because these concepts defy logic. It is subjective. When you start to consider tribe, religion, pride, it is subjective. Your reasoning becomes subjective. You're no longer objective. That's why a true revolutionary advocate has to think beyond. Now, let's continue. It's important.
Students see that. They're saying, but we fought. This is what we fought for. Everywhere where people struggle, they know what they're struggling for. Whether it's in South Africa, whether it's in Angola, whether it's in Liberia.
So when people struggle in 2023, we all know why they were struggling. Why they struggled. People struggled there. The system and whatever it was providing was not enough. That stealing was on the rampage. That it needed an end. People struggled that it should stop. People did not struggle because they wanted new killers to be there and not the old killers. People did not struggle because they wanted domestic violence to continue and increase. That's not what people struggle for. So the reason people struggle in 2023 are still existing. And that's what the struggle must continue. It must never be abated. No, the struggle has to continue because the material condition of the people have not changed significantly. It has not even changed at any degree. So you can't cease. If you stop struggling, you are a coward. You are a disappointment to your country. You are a disappointment to your family. you have to keep struggling. You have every opportunity you have in the public, you have to condemn the failures of the government. That is your contribution to the struggle.
Don't struggle to make individual masters and millionaires. That's not what the people gave the blood.
Correct. People do not struggle to make a certain people millionaires, to make a certain people achieve their personal aggrandizement at the expense of the broader masses. What do we see today? It is the Kun, the Mo Ali, the Amos Toer, the Mamaka Ability. They are the one building mansions around here. That's not what people struggle to make them millionaires at the expense of the rest of us. The Katumu, the Tantan, they're having lavish birthday celebrations. Jojo Boakai Jr. Was that why you struggle? Was that why you danced in the poo water? Was that your actual purpose? Of joining the so-called rescue team? There is a connect between all of the voices or the excerpts I'm playing. We have a duty, and our duty is to inspire the courage in each and every Liberian out there to feel the pinch of the terror that's happening in this country under the misrule of Joseph Newman Boakai. That's what is going on. And we will not cease.
Sweat fall. He gave them the blood equality. Just
people did not struggle for Boakai to be $10 million mansion when people were campaigning and advocating against duplex, and you come to power, you put a mysterious villa in the forest. That's looking for stolen wealth and suspicious properties, and that is there. He has now opened his mouth to say, think about that. And you think the country is running normal. Was that why you struggle? Was that the reason you struggle? And when we speaking to those things and you have these nitwit backward reactionary elements be there talking nonsense with their mouths.
Democracy. That's what they gave the blood and sweat for. So we are the first to
and better democracy. But what do we see? Totalitarianism.
One of the most conscious young men I've ever come across. I mean, we debated, disagree with me. I respect him for that. Disagree with me. And I used to love the interaction. He would sit and listen very quietly. And then he would get in there. So we must be investigators. We must investigate people, ideas, and then we must go to the people and explain.
And this is to you, the rescue supporters. Don't be dogmatic. Don't sit down and anything can you just absorb it, anything can. This is one of your professors. This is one of Liberia's proudest sons. Very educated, very enlightened. And this is his message. This is what he's saying. Don't sit there. Be investigative. Investigate ideas. You unfortunately, all of you fell prey and you did not investigate the whole rescue idea. Had you investigated better or further, probably would not have been in this mess. You have considered other alternatives when you are just displeased with the Popo agenda. But look at the rescue. Look around you. Investigate ideas. Investigate personalities. Several times right here on these microphones, we sat here and related accounts, backgrounds of this old man and told you what we've heard from people who knew him like that. And the indicators were clear. The indications pointed clearly to a man who has got no history of leadership. Leadership in the sense of taking its full responsibilities. And the evidence and the examples were just all over the place. When this man inherited the Unity Party, it crumbled. When this man inherited the CPP, arrangement of opposition political party, crisis entered. Friends became enemies. Buddhists became antagonists. And lies started flying around the place. What is that? That's failure in leadership. Everybody led, it was okay. Friends remain friends. When Boubacar became head of the CPP, up to now, the animosity still remains. The bitterness is still there in the heart among friends. People who friendship far dated the establishment of the CPP, only for one man to become head. And today, some people don't talk to each other because of CPP and everything that happened. Those were clearly the exposure of the failure. So what did he struggle for? What did he dance in the poo-poo? Sometimes we say these things is to take you back. Look, you are not the one benefiting from these things. You're not. You're only hopeful that you could get, at some point you'll get some handout and stuff. Should your life be tied to hand out from officials in government? Can't you rally yourself? Can't you use your voice to come out and challenge the status quo to lead for everybody?
This is what is happening to our people. But if we allow these misfits to spew rhetoric and confuse our...
And this is it. So you don't want to accept the reality. You sit there and allow, in the words of Dr. Famula, these misfits, Daniel Sano, how you call the other guy? Pia, Kula Fofana, these misfits, bigots, to spew gibberish, political rhetorics, to deceive you. And you sit there, while they are expanding their castle, they are building condominiums in secret. When a Liberian journalist exposed that these idiots in power uses the night hours to visit their construction site, all of them got angry and they launched a civil attack on this brother. Folks, where are we going? These are the issues. So listen to Bremer Formula, making analysis of Bremer Formula comment. If you sit and allow these misfits to spew rhetorics, you know what are rhetorics? They're lies. And let's look at it. What have they all done? They've lied about everything. So rhetorics. They tell you, oh, the country this, the country that, but the reality is quite shocking. And you make it to seem like it is a personal context between you and Mr. Weir. Mr. Weir's life has reached, right? And you make it to look like it's a contest between you and your fellow men simply because they're in CDC. You say that there's a bad leadership on our hands that's terrorizing everywhere. And everything is failing. You refuse to speak. And some of you are so very, very dogmatic and lazy to research, to ask, and investigate personalities and ideals. In the space of under 2 years, the number of removal and dismissals from government, what does that point to you? The corruption is overwhelming. These are the ones that we have to keep making laws, and all of the people who have stolen from this government, if they remove them, the whole government crash. In 2 years' time, you can imagine, and you're still sitting, you're not talking. You say, oh, it's okay. And somebody will come and say, oh, I leave the man moving the man. You're not troubled by the damage that's caused.
Anybody can read Marx or whatever and quote and blah, blah. We listen to some of them and we say, hey, what you have to demonstrate is whether what you're saying, you believe in it. And that's what I say. The people who make history are the masses, the broad masses of our people. Not individuals. Who is from just an ordinary fighter. Yeah, I could fall. I could have fallen anytime. So many times I missed death.
So we bring these things to connect with the idea that we're trying to convey to you that indeed what is happening in Liberia today is state failure. The government has failed. And when the government fails, there is a responsibility that the citizens shoulder. And our job must inspire within you the ability and the desire to take upon those responsibilities. If we cannot achieve that as communicators, then we are not trained adequately to be communicators. And that's why we bring you all of these different excerpts to connect them. From a man who was crying on national radio and television about living on loan, depicting how impoverished his life had turned, to becoming president today and riding in $1 million bulletproof vehicle in a country that you can hang your clothes outside for the whole while. You can even sit on your porch until day breaks. That was the country he inherited. Until now, when he became president and took our police people and sent them on concession mines to be taking money through the police, then our communities became vulnerable. Then motorbike rogues started taking cutlasses, machetes, and roaming the streets, fermenting terror. That is what had happened since he became president. And the evidence are clear. This is it. Just when in the small Simako area, I saw a video of a guy who the police alert or people who were there said some ERU guys shot the fellow in his leg. He had machetes. To what? To meme another Liberian citizen. For motorbike, the hunger is real. What did he struggle for? Did he struggle for the president to be celebrating birthday? From Monrovia to Tottenham-Burg. From Tottenham-Burg, probably it's going to be Robertsport. From Robertsport, it's going to be Buchanan. Because we'll be getting closer to the election year. So you're going to be taking, instead of taking our National Independence Day across the country to celebrate, the president is taking his birthday across our capitals to celebrate. What kind of president do we have on our hands? A demon god? And that is why I like to play this. I like to play this preacher man, who himself is a rescue pastor. But it has gotten to a point. It's important that we keep sounding these reminders. Now look, the purpose for which the people elected you was not self-serving.
Our people say we lose.
Huh? Listen to these other fake junkie.
Our people say we need. I beg you, Senator Moi. I want to land on something.
So to Senator Moi point, so why is the money not flowing now? Why is the money not flowing? If you think is the way money was flowing, but you say you're going to come and make it even better. So why is the money? So you're admitting that money was flowing then. Then why did you deceive the people to struggle and change that? And you come here and you say, oh, the way money was flowing, money now. So that justifies why the people should be in destitution. That, right? But look, they are getting their money. Eh? You see that, folks? You see why you guys stand up? Their children's school fee comes on time. Yours no. You got to do self-pay in schools. Look at family heads begging. Look at the number of, and that's why I have a serious problem with the old people in the country. You have to speak. You have to stop using your age to torment people to give you handout. And then when they finish giving you handout, then when they are speaking truth to power, then you suppressing them. You yourself don't want to talk. The young people talking, you misinterpret the young people conversation to being rude. and you blackmail our and God will take us to heaven for the fact that we sacrifice ourselves and sacrifice our life to speak for humanity. All the babies that are dying because of infant mortality, the rate of infant mortality has increased. The pregnant women that are dying, and we are the one exposing and talking for them, right? God will take us to heaven for advocating for the needy. What do? You want the plight of the needy to be suppressed. And when we talk about it, you say, oh, we rule. Have you seen us to your house before? Do you know us? Have you seen us anywhere? Can you equate the discipline we have to that you are instilling in your children? Can you compare that? Oh, because we refuse to be weak. We decided to stand up, to open the eyes of our fellow youth, our young people, that we have to take custodian of our era. Take custodian. There are several ways you can do it. Challenge the system at your own level. You don't have to be a journalist like myself. At whatever level you are, challenge yourself. Use that your level to fight for change. You're a taxi driver, use that taxi driving to fight for change. You are a carpenter, use it to fight for change. You are a rock culture, use it to fight for change. Whatever you're into, use it to fight for change. You're in the marketplace, use your presence in the market to influence and fight for change. This has to happen. It must happen. The people we have in power, they're not listening. So we must take up the responsibility and duties ourselves to tell them that this country does not belong to a one group of people, a one set of people. Absolutely not. They've come to power, they restore all of their gasoline. They restore all of their scratch cards. They restore all of their benefits, but they have not increased the budget for JFK, redemption, and all of the other government healthcare facilities. Go listen to the stories across public medical facilities in the country. Phoebe is crumbling. ELWA is crumbling. Catholic is crumbling. JFK is down. Where do you go for health or medical attention? These are the places. The government is increasing their benefits and salary. The president is celebrating his birthdays, and you are justifying it. You are celebrating it. You are joining in. What is your purpose? What did you struggle? What did you get in this the poo-poo water for? Who is Baka that we can say truth to him? And you sit in your office, you say, oh, and because I wouldn't be saying truth, and I'm working in the government. Look at the censorship that's happening. So I can't come close to Abu. I can't be friend with Abu. No, you agree what we're saying is true. You don't want us to be saying this. That's what you want. You want us to shut up. But wait, your paycheck. Do you distribute your paycheck in the community? What welfare program do you invest in the community? Government officials collect their money, they put in their bank, they're paying homes, they're sending some across the country. How do you intervene? School fee turn, you don't give assistance. 0776 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. You really speak now or forever hold your peace. Don't be a coward. Coward die many times before their death.
If you don't
And the
change,
villain never taste death. This caller here, good morning.
Yeah, good morning once again, Brother Abu Shari and Egas Bona. Back to the topic. The God affects some people. The God deal with the mental to fight against corruption and that with drugs. But all of those promises, the party that government made to the people as some bad promises, they're going to reject the country. The king has what? on rescue mission. They are rescue puppets. And we were telling that they were executing in this country. Look at the multi-million house that are burying for you. With no accountability. Joseph Walker, they don't of this country. Now, he is a more senior, a Western leader.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Time is fast spent. Good morning. Let's be snappy. Let's hear you. What is your name?
What is the voice of Shabu Rasta? I put a journalist show for they will be concerned, man. Yeah, for Zimbabwe. Say, don't go. Say, we don't want to see you, Bwaka. Abu was suffering, Bwaka. Your people are raping, Bwaka. Your people are corrupt, Bwaka. Why just go out to bother the senator? So, Abu, when you not go where my dad was stay full of God with pump my chest. I think, Papi, Abu stop for the truth. One was dying, one of the book and this was the Abu was the one who was flagging our issue. So, Abu, let me assure you that the Papi said you go here on here. You'll be there on that day.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu wife. Abu, this is Jenkins Cooper, and I call you from Broadview. I'm an ardent listener to your show, and I must say thank you so much for your presentation. It's excellent. I know that you are a young man. Look, Abu, I am a Unity Party partisan. I have voted Unity Party from the time I got to know myself. I'm 50 years old now. I campaigned for Mr. Bwaka in 2023, in 2017 to 2023. With the mindset of 31 years of experience. Not I just voted, but I encouraged people. I went out massively and encouraged people to vote for Mr. Bwaka based on those ideas of 42 years of governance. From the time of his inauguration, when he had his first party, I knew we're in problem, we're in trouble. And I want to publicly apologize to those that are led, those that are convened to vote for Mr. Bwaka. I want to apologize.
Wow.
I think I made a mistake. And this is from my heart.
I know.
I made a mistake. I, Jenkins Cooper, made a mistake. But you see, our system, our country, is so much built on hypocrisy.
I agree with you.
You know, our former standard-bearer president of Liberia, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, which I was one of those who called on the show. Okay, then I praised her when she told Mr. Weir that when she attended a party at the executive mansion, and when she left, she said it was all about opulence.
It was the Christmas lighting.
Yeah. I want to ask Madam Sirleaf, the Unity Party that she ran, is it not of opulence? This old man that we ran after 81 years old, what you really want to prove to the Liberian people? What all of these parties?
That's the question. Why all of the parties? Liberians are crying. Even the road you pass into go bombing. Look at the poor children all on the street. He said nobody was there in the street. These are the hurting realities, and other people want to be using partisan thing to cover that up. These are the hurting reality the old man is closing his eyes on.
All of this party. Why all of this party?
Thank you, Jenkins.
I thought my vote would have improved the system. I want to apologize to Mr. Weir, even though I didn't vote for him. I never liked him as president. But I saw some things going on. I saw the road from Iyadene Junction to Red Light. I saw the road from Iyadene Junction going up to the Rawa International Airport. I saw hospitals being built, even though I didn't vote for him. I voted my whole life for Unity Party. But what I see now, and therefore I want to say that our Jenkins Cooper will rally people. I will never attend that December 6th program. I will never do it. This is not, I'm a patriot. Liberia comes first. I will join the program on the 17th of December.
Thank you. Thank you, Jenkins. Thank you very much, Jenkins. We're winning people. And of course, the message is resonating. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. I'll take 3 more calls and then we're out of here. Time is fast spent. Let's hear you quickly.
This is a record director. I better say I'm Johnny Hackman and I call you my company brothers. But Abu, this guy never came to lead. You know, the people use lies to crown the power. So they mean that the Liberian people they are not so, you know, new to the issue of governance. They didn't use lies, so they will just continue lying to the Liberian people. We are living in a country we've seen with our bare eyes. But the people come out and say, we're doing this. You can see, but we're seeing the country, our eyes being wrong. Abu, it's not easy in this country. Yes, the government will just lying. You can keep lying to the people. And the people is not seeing the reality. Yeah, I put it on Facebook. The first lie was 100 days. That will never initiate a vote. That was a failure. The second one, in 2 years' time, show me one project that was initiated by this government and completed. Any United Party official.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
It's the song that Oliver Johnson said this morning.
Go ahead.
And Abu, I want to appreciate Jenkins Cooper because the people in the past are looking on faces and told the president we are nothing. So the last confession there.
So why you know Jenkins in person?
Oh yeah. You know how long I left the radio, Abu. So the issue is now look, the reality even in the Unity Party. People who work currently for Mr. Barker, for me, I can call him president because I know he has betrayed the hope of 2 Unity.
No, you can call him president. It's not about him now. It's about the country. So when you're talking patriotism, no. I come in. Once you're talking patriotism, then you got to think about the country. So call him president. He's the president. He was elected, but we can still call him out to do the right things.
Abu, like Jenkins said, right? He voted Braga based on a 40-year experience. These are fights that people voted the Unity Party for. Look, the fact that this brother could come and make a change. That's all we knew. Like I said, if they knew this last confession there, it's necessary for our party to be talking.
All right, thank you very much. I gotta hold you there and take the second to the last caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Yeah, this is my better from on the old. I know the loan style normal. I don't know now.
No, go ahead now. You already choose. So let me
but because I catch problem with the loan style.
Okay, yeah, but we'll talk about that one now because I get time. So I don't want you to make a point quickly.
Okay. All right. So Abu, yeah, the man in power for bad presidency for 12 years. And the 12 years that it meant, I cannot go up to that level. Comment in the country. 12 years in that man, immediately after his 12 years, John, we are 6 years in it. The man is crying, he's crying that he never had money. What did the man do with his money? Then he went to living on loan 5 times, and he not seen. He talking local things, living on loan. And he had never even celebrated birthday. I didn't hear about his birthday. For that man here, even bad person he was, that's a second group there. People, okay, Johnny, it's all their money destroyed. And they make it to power. And they make shamelessly. That man now celebrating birthday and tea. And you know the worst thing about them, that's what I say in the country. The illiteracy. 2 key things in the country. The ignorance. Not listening to radio information, what happening around you, and all you think you party that your party one time you vote for them. The illiterate and ignorant, they carry us in the country. When the people are destroying our country, when you talk about that deal, You read what how they put destroying, how they put her peace in our country. People stay different in the working. Can you imagine? Then they let those channel parts and those monkey parts, the cultures and the bottle eating what they get, and they get $25, they get $20 to get, then they get the penny, they get blocking, they put destroying our country. See how far our country is being destroyed. Our children. Now they will be suffering. I can't meet that thing. Yeah, it is strong. So that the bottle look at it. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I have to hold you right there, and let me take this last caller and be out of here. I'm already getting the signals, and this is it. Liberians are voicing. Good morning. Come on. You know, I gotta leave you right there. I'm sorry. We can't. Morning, sir.
Stephen Kaifa, and then I'm filming in from my 10th Street resident of Sinka.
Go ahead, Kaifa.
The president said that his children and as what he saw nobody before. But then he's not associated with people of rude character. But then we Liberians, we are in need of jobs. We are in need of our basic necessities. What is the government doing to help us? You brought buses in your country, right? Those buses are very old buses. We Liberians, Joseph Brecker, no. And then he came and lied to the people. Why are all these lies going on within his government? There are people that have been suspended from the origin of this government. Mm-hmm. What happened to this suspension? Are they going to court? Are these people been adjudicated? Why should a 81 years old man with a lot of experience, as he claims, come to the presidency and just come and hold our lives? Then you celebrating his birthday in all the counties. At the end of the day, the people are suffering. Some people never eat yesterday, Abu.
Of course.
Some people never eat. People are hungry. If you go on the street, look on the faces of the people. He said there will be no child on the street of Monrovia selling. Go on the street, Abu. People are selling. Kids are selling. So what's on? We will have to be very serious in this country, especially 2029.
Thank
you. We
you.
have to change this group of people because they came to enrich themselves and their families. All I give in a hard trouble.
Okay. Time is fast spent. We gotta be out of here. My name is Abu Sharif. We'll see you tomorrow with another fascinating conversation about the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. And we are not afraid to be antagonized by those exploiters in power. We'll continue to speak truth to power unabated until the government sees and put the Liberian people first and deliver on the aspiration of the struggle. My name is Abu. Bye-bye.
Ayo. Ayo.